Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good after. It's not evening, is it, Haz? I don't think. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're on mute, Haz, by the way. Hope everybody is well. You're joining us live for a watch-along. Just quickly, while the teams are on my screen, Man City have got Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Ake, Vardiol, Lewis, Kovacic, Silva, Alvarez, Foden and Haaland. Arsenal, not quite the same goal power has. Arsenal have gone with let me make sure I get this right. It's just flipped off my screen. Bear with me. Arsenal have gone with, oh God, I knew this would happen every single time. Right, Arsenal have gone with this. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Jorginho and Rice, Jesus, Nketiah and Trossard. Obviously, the team news has. We knew there was going to be no Partey. We knew there was going to be no Martinelli. We knew there was going to be no Stones, no De Bruyne, no Rodri. But the big news, which is the excuse already for the Arsenal fans, there's no Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. I think both sides, to be honest, have made a few changes. And more notably for Arsenal, obviously, without Saka there, the star boy. It's a ready-made excuse, right? But if they win today, then it's a different story. But just as much as they're missing Saka, Manchester City are missing Rodri in midfield today. Interestingly enough, Rico Lewis is shown as playing in midfield, Walker and Gavardio on opposing flanks. But it's interesting to see how that's going to work, obviously. We've got Jorginho in the middle for Arsenal, and we've got Kovacic in the middle for Manchester City. So two ex-Chelsea boys coming up against each other tonight. It's just, it's like Spaghetti Junction today, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah. I mean, just quickly, they're putting some stats up on the screen of, here you go, Man City with and without Rodri. So it's games with Rodri, 144, defeats 19, a defeat ratio of 13%. Without Rodri, games 15, defeats 5, defeat ratio 33%. But their win ratio without him is actually better than without him. And their win percentage with their points per game is better. Can you read into this sort of thing? Can we really say that they lost to Wolves because Rodri didn't play, or was it because they didn't finish one of their 30 chances? What do you reckon?
I don't think it's because of Rodri. Like you said, they had like so many chances. It's just, it was ridiculous. Like any other day, they would have slotted 4 or 5 past Wolves that day. Any other day. Obviously, Rodri's a big factor in keeping it tight for them and keeping that midfield going, and also chipping in with goals. But there's no shortage of firepower. And you know, defensively, if you look at them defensively, they've got the likes of Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, and Gavardio at the back there. So no doubt they're going to be forming a three when Arsenal are on the break, or when they have to defend. You've got those 3 defenders, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, not to mention Kyle Walker, he's also not bad, is he, in the back 4 there for the one that you didn't mention. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because he's gone with a midfield 2 of Kovacic and Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is a right back by trade, but we all know that if you play for Pep Guardiola, you don't really have one position, do you? You kind of have to be able to play anywhere. He got rave reviews in midweek for his performance against Leipzig. He's starting today. They put Jorginho in, Arsenal have. So they've gone with Jorginho instead of either Havertz or Vieira. Is that for the respect of Man City that they've gone with another holding midfielder as opposed to Vieira and Havertz, who are attacking players?
Yeah, 100%. They're not going to have the same outlet like Saka, who can run the ball for them and run at them. So I think Manchester City is going to want to sort of keep possession of the ball just as much as Arsenal. but I think Manchester City do it better. So I think it is out of respect. You know, they're going to obviously try to keep it tight in that midfield area. But in terms of Rico Lewis, I mean, when he was playing right back for Manchester City, he was always inverted anyway. He was inverting coming into the middle. So he's more than capable of playing there. And Pep talked him up this week quite a lot in saying that, you know, he's one of the best players that he's coached and he's a fantastic and incredible player. So there's no doubt in that he's an absolute talent. But yeah, I personally think it's going to be in that midfield area, the battle for that midfield, who can get on the ball. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one because Arsenal are due a win against Manchester City. Apparently, they have not beaten Manchester City. Have they beaten Manchester City at Arsenal, or
No,
are
they haven't. I think the last time they took a point there, I think they showed earlier, was like 2018. And I think
Right.
Theo Walcott scored the goal. They showed it earlier during the game. But look, I just want to quickly look at the league table. We'll say hello to a few people in the chat as well. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up because then I lose my scores on this side as well.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
way, you'll be able to see some of the scores we've got going on, by the way, today, people. If you do look, let me move that up. Hopefully that has that moved it up a little bit more. Has that moved it there? Can you? Oh, let's keep the Arsenal. There you go. Hopefully you can see there. You've got Bayern Munich kicking off as well in 20 minutes. You've got Celta Vigo are playing Celta Vigo are playing Deportivo. Alaves are playing as well. So there's some games going on. Frankfurt are then playing. So we'll keep you up to date with all those results. When you look at the league table, normally you'd say, well, God, we want to draw, right? Normally, because we don't want either of them to go above us in the table. Now, a draw will put Arsenal onto 18 and Man City onto 19. I'm going to go against the rule. I want to see Man City smash the life out of them. I don't know what anyone thinks. As you know, I don't think we're going to win the league anyway. So if Man City are top, Man City are top. Are you on those lines, or are you happy for Arsenal to grab a point here?
Look, no matter where we are, no matter what the table says, I want Arsenal to get spanked every day of the week. Look, it's a club that I don't have any sympathy for. It's a club that I can't have any feelings for. You know, I've never had feelings for. So it's always going to be Arsenal getting smashed because I'm sure that lot down the road, if it's us against City, they want to see us get smashed as well. So, look, point, obviously people will say it makes sense because it keeps them below us. But look, like I said, we need to stay grounded in terms of whether we're in a title race or not. Okay, for me, even if they win, it's where City are supposed to be, right? They're the top dogs in the league. So, yeah, I'd rather see Arsenal get smashed up, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, listen, I want.
Sorry to the Gooners in the chat, by the way. Some of you are quite nice, actually, but
yeah. Big up, Phil P. Say good afternoon, Savva and Haz. You boys looking great today. Savva is ripped and resplendent in you, son. Wow. Resplendent. Ooh. Someone been swallowing Perchy's thesaurus. And the Perchy TV's favourite top. Big up the Perchy's top. And has Imperious in Trainer HQ. I love Phil so much. Yes, this is not one of Perchy's tops. I like to think this is literally just got a loud collar. Perchy's are two-toned and just Perchy's different level. And hopefully we'll get him back from the injury table soon to be joining us. I think Steve might join us. Everyone is welcome. And then don't forget, we have got the Spurs review at 9 o'clock tonight. Before the Spurs review as well, please jump over to Sean Butler and his crew. They have got Tottenham Takes episode 2. That is going to be at 7:30 o'clock. Nearly. Yeah, it works. That's going to be at 7:30 o'clock tonight. And then they'll finish up at 9 and come over to ours. So I will be putting a redirect for that anyway. I'm not sure if Sean's going to send it to me at any point. But yeah, so that's what we've got going on tonight. The Spurs review at 9 p.m. Noki has said, I want them to draw so bad. Siraj has said, it doesn't matter if we lose top spot. I just want the Gooners to get crashed by City. Well, I'm guessing, if Arsenal do lose, then we are the only team unbeaten in the league, right? So that's our bragging rights going into
Yeah,
into the international week.
that's another very good reason for us to want City to win. You know, we get that bragging right of being the only team to be unbeaten. I mean, I can't remember the last time I said that, Savva. I can't remember the last time I said Tottenham are the only team unbeaten in the league. Anyone else know? I don't know.
No, it's been a long time. I mean, this time last year, I think we were 7 games. I think we were 7 games unbeaten. And this year we've gone to 8 games. Obviously, got 20 points. Look, it's a long season, isn't it? I mean, when we look at the table at the moment, we've got 20, City 18, Liverpool 17, Arsenal 17, Villa 16, Brighton 16. Obviously, Man City and Arsenal to play right now to make it their game in hand. There's a lot of teams up there. There's a lot of football to be played. There's so much, but it is nice to go into the international break in the position we're in, whether it's first, whether it's second. I don't think we can go in third. No, we'll be first or second going into the international break. It's positive. It's feel-good factor. And hopefully it shows that bloody Daniel Levy that, you know what? If I had a few bits of quality here, you never know. But listen, Declan Rice is a big focus for today's game. He's on my screen right now, hence why I said that. These are the games why you buy £105 million midfielders, isn't it? These are the games where, for me, he's got to go, right, I'm your star man.
Yeah, I think if you're paying that sort of money, you're expecting the player to be the finished article unless they're exceptionally talented and, there's definitely going to be progress. But for me, he's got to turn up in these big games. This is why big clubs pay big money. You look at what Jude Bellingham's doing over at Real Madrid. You know, he's gone over there for just under 105. Sorry, I don't mean to have a dig, but he's gone over there for £100 million and he's scoring a goal every week and having an effect on every single game that they're playing, whether it's a big game, a small game. And this is what you expect from players moving for that sort of price tag. However, I will say, I don't think, one sort of Conference League Cup makes Rice the finished article in terms of having done it all. I'd expect to be paying that sort of money for a player that sort of won a few cups, a league title, maybe a few trophies. Rodri is one of those players as well.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Rice still for me has potential. I don't think he's the finished article. I really don't think he is. I think there's more levels.
You don't know as well, though, you don't like, not you. So I always say you, but I mean like the royal kind of, you don't know how good, like we always assume as fans that every player has got this ceiling where they just keep going and going. I'll be really interested to see with Declan Rice, how much better can he get? What can he add to his game? Because look, I think he's a brilliant, listen, he's a captain. He's a leader of men. He's a box-to-box midfielder, likes to tackle, likes to pass. What does he need for you to go to that next level and be the finished midfielder? What's he not got? Or what does he need to develop?
No, I just think he needs to have more of an influence on games. Like you said, he's a leader of men. You know, he needs to be the one that sort of drags everyone up when it's not quite going right. You know, he does pop up with a goal every now and then. He is more offensive when he needs to be. But I just think generally he needs to be that sort of leader material. And yeah, I just think if he can start influencing games and being part of it, I think that there isn't too much, if I'm being honest, that he needs to improve on. But I think where he's at Arsenal now, he's going to need to win a few trophies with them. There's no two ways about it. You know, he's the first of probably a few for that price tag that are going to go to Arsenal over the next few seasons. I'm assuming so. And he's part of a new setup. So, yeah, I just think in general, he needs to be that sort of captain, fantastic material. I don't know. What would you say is his best position in the 6 and the 8?
I don't know. I think a 6. For me, I'm not sure. Has he got enough in that 8? I like him, by the way. I like him. I think he's a very good midfielder. I would love him in alongside Basuma instead of Sarr, if I'm brutally honest. I think he's a very good player. for me, has he got the guile? Has he got, like, when you watch, like, obviously different footballers, but I look at Bellingham, that's an 8. Right? I look at Jude Bellingham, like, with this dribbling, this knack of getting into the box. That's an 8 for me, almost bordering a 10 if we want to play the numbers game. But listen, I like Declan Rice. I think he's a very good player. 105 million's a lot, but I get it. They've bought. I feel for me that's a leader. That's a captain at Arsenal for the next 5, 6, 7 years once Odegaard leaves, if he does. So for me, I think he's a good player. But the front threes today, Foden, Bernardo Silva. Sorry, hang on. I tell you what, I had this and now it's gone. Foden,
Silva, Alvarez, and Haaland.
Foden, Silva, Alvarez, and Haaland. So if we go with Foden, Alvarez, and Haaland with Silva supporting versus Jesus, Nketiah, and Trossard. Some good attacking options there, but you've got to favour Cities, right?
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Let's have it right. Sorry, Iggy, I'm using your words.
Let's have it right. Big up, Iggy.
Levels. Yeah, big up, Iggy, by the way. Levels, mate. Levels. That front 3 or 4, if you want to call it, for Manchester City, I think is levels above what Arsenal are offering today. Nketiah, come on, please.
England international Eddie Nketiah?
That's the one. Playing alongside England international Henderson.
And Maguire. And
yeah. We'll probably get into that another day. But I just think, look, Trossard, again, good player, good skill on the ball. Is he as good as any of the 4 that Manchester City has? I don't think so. And similarly with Nketiah as well. Jesus is good quality on his day. Is absolutely fantastic. Again, City let him go. They didn't need him. Then you look at someone like Haaland, Silva, who's been doing it year after year after year.
Yeah.
Alvarez, who's just, popping up with a goal every game or every other game now. And Phil Foden, for me, I think he's a generational talent. I think he's fantastic. He's achieved more at his age than Rooney has. If you compare the two at the same age, I think it's just phenomenal.
No, I agree with you. Look, for me, I really like Jesus. And listen, when the whole Jesus Richarlison conversation was going on last year, I was team Jesus 100%. I like Jesus. Do I ever think he's going to be a 25, 30 goal a season man? No. Do I think he's got his danger, though, when he's dribbling with the ball, his link-up play, his pressing? Yes. So be interesting to watch. Imran has said, hey, lads, is Strasbourg Steve jumping on? I think he is. He said he might do, didn't he? I think he said he might jump on. George needs a Real Sociedad goal. There, as you can see there, they're currently 1-0 down.
Come on, Sociedad.
Martin Knightsbridge said 20 points already. We only need 75 more. Piece of piss. Justin has said pressure on Grealish. He was 100 million to be devil's advocate. Is he in the squad today? No, Jack Grealish is, Pep said earlier, he's slowly but surely recovering from an injury, and he can't play 2 games.
He's trying to manage Grealish's return. We saw him come on in a few games previously. And 100 million pound for Grealish. It took him a season, I think, to settle in. But you can see the talent's there. Like, Grealish, for me, is phenomenal on the ball. Like, if you need someone to come on and hold the ball up, or just someone there that can run at defenses, he's fantastic. He's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad problem to have, is it? Where your decisions are, do I leave out Silva, Foden, Doku, or Grealish? I mean, it's first world problems in the true sense. I would just love, I would love all 4 of them in my squad above.
Imagine that.
But listen, it's a lovely problem to have. And then, look, you've got Haaland. He's only got 8 goals so far this season in 7 league games. I can't believe people say things like this, by the way. I was being facetious, but people are saying he's missing a lot of chances. But these are the games where your Haalands tend to step up and put the biscuit in the basket. Are you expecting a big performance from Erling Haaland today?
Yes, I am. I'm 100% expecting a big performance from Haaland today. Not all round performance, but I'm saying it now. I think he'll get a brace today. I honestly think he'll get a brace today. I'm putting my neck on the line here. And you can say to me, I told you so when the game finishes if he doesn't. But yeah, these are the games that you have to influence. These are the games where you have to step up. Ultimately, if we're looking at the clubs that will be challenging for the title this season, you've got to say Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. That order, right? I can't see anyone else challenging. So effectively, Arsenal.
Who did you go in second?
City, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Oh, I've gone the same, but
no, that's not who I'm saying. That's not how I'm saying the table will finish.
Oh, just the top
I'm saying
three
in terms of who's challenging for the title.
Oh, I agree.
City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Just based on the way they've started and how much they've spent in transfer window. But yeah, effectively, Pep will tell them, look, these are your title rivals. You get a win here today, and we've got one over them. How many points does that put them clear? 5.
It puts them 4. It puts them 4 clear of Arsenal.
Right, 4 clear.
Plus they then got to play them at home. I think for me, what I've gone, I haven't changed my mind since the beginning of the season. I've gone, we're here with Man City. Then these two down here is Liverpool and Arsenal in some way. I think Liverpool are better, but we'll see. Then I think it's a dogfight for 4th. Spurs, Newcastle, Brighton. What do Man U and Chelsea do? Chelsea are starting to 3 wins in a row now for Chelsea.
Aston Villa.
Consistency. Chelsea have now picked the same team for 2 or 3 games in a row. Caicedo's back. Fernandes in midfield. They're looking a team again. So look, it's going to be interesting. But give me a prediction. There's 3 minutes to kick off. Give me a prediction for this game.
Right, I'm going to say 3-1 Manchester City.
Yeah, I think this could be this might be hope rather than expectation. I'm going to go with 4-1 Man City. I look at the way Arsenal defended against us and against Fulham, and I think if you do that against these teams, they will punish you. I don't think we've got the punishing team. I don't think Fulham have got that punish. I think when you look at the front 4 we just mentioned for Man City, I think they could punish them here. But look, I think it's going to be a good game. Who would you compare to Rooney? I didn't hear that. I must have missed that.
It was Phil Foden. I'm not comparing them as a typical, like for like. I'm just saying
not stylistically.
Yeah, but I mean, age-wise, I think Foden, being English as well, what he's achieved at his age, he's achieved more than what Rooney did at his age. So that's what I mean. Yeah.
Do you know what? There's a player that never gets enough credit. Phil Foden is phenomenal. Right foot, left foot, plays off the right, plays off the centre, plays off the left, scores goals, assists. He's 23, maybe. Got 5 or 6.
I think it's 22.
20.
I think it's 22.
Here we go. Let's have a look. Phil Foden, right? This is man. I'll tell you what. Let me look at him on Wikipedia. Right, Phil Foden. I don't think there's going to be many players at that age that have got a similar record to him. This bloke is 23. He's just turned 23. Right. Listen to this honours list for 23 years of age. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Premier Leagues. Right. 2 FA Cups. 4 League Cups, 2 Community Shields, a Champions League, a Super Cup. For the under-17s, he's won the World Cup. He's won the World Cup Golden Ball on under-17s, Young Sports Personality of the Year, UEFA Champions League Squad of the Season, Premier League Young Player of the Season twice, Premier League Young Player of the Year 3 times. Like, he's 23. This boy is special and never gets talked about enough. Everyone raves about Saka. I'm taking this guy. I'm taking this guy as a footballer for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what he's achieved. Don't forget, this boy was around that Manchester City squad from the age of 17.
Yeah.
And he was influencing games from back then. I know people say Rooney, 16 years old, Everton, this, that, and the other. But if you look at what Rooney's achieved by the age of 23 and what Foden has achieved, I mean, it's night and day, isn't it?
Yeah. He ain't even a first teamer. I mean, he's starting in their biggest game of the season, but all right. I mean, he's not. I don't know how we can say he's not a first teamer. I can't be dealing with this guy today. Honestly, I told you, you big up someone who is a brilliant footballer that has been sensational since the age of 17, and he'll try and find a way to knock it. It is what it is, right? But listen, I agree. Ryan McFarlane, Foden is absolutely ridiculous. Just got your message, Haas. Yeah, on it. Just got your message. Listen, the game is about to kick off. We can relax. It's not us. We can relax. There's no stress. Drooler saying Rico Lewis is a handful. Yeah, I like Rico Lewis. Another that is coming off that assembly line of Man City youngsters. I just don't know how they keep doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope Arsenal, I mean, they've got their excuses ready. No Martinelli, no Partey, and no Saka. But Man City, no Stones, no De Bruyne, no Rodri. So for me, fair's fair. And let's hope City win. The game is off. The game is off.
Yeah, the game is off.
Game is off. 1 second. Let's. What's Steve's name? At Steve. Hang on. At Steve. Yeah.
By the way, you like your zeros, don't you, Savva? And anyone else in the chat. If anyone shops at Aldi, these 0% Pilsner they do at Aldi is very good, and only 76 calories for anyone watching their waistline.
I'm only allowed water. 21 days of the 75 gone, so I'm only allowed water, mate.
No, you're doing well, mate. You're doing well.
I can feel it in my face. I've lost 16 pounds in 21 days.
That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
So, by the way, I'll tell you what was funny. Got to it. I saw on DR Sports Instagram page earlier, and they did their combined Arsenal Man City 11, and it absolutely cracks me up. I'm seeing Zinchenko in at left back, and I'm thinking, don't City play either Ake or Vardiol there? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's levels.
Oh, mate. And then it was Saka and Martinelli over players like Bernardo Silva, and when you're like, oh, come on, like, listen, you've got some good players.
You're forgetting players like Martinelli, Saka. They're all World Cup winners, European Cup winners.
Oh yeah,
they've won the lot, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Jim has said he's watching his waistline get bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's why I'm on a diet. I did that. Do you expect City to have all the ball here?
I expect them to dominate possession, if I'm being honest with you. That's going to be key. Like I said, Arsenal like to dominate possession as well. I just think City do it better. They're more well-versed in the Pep methodology of keeping the ball. I think that's what they'll try to do here. Just stifle Arsenal. You can see already the way it started. They just want to keep possession of the ball, knocking it around the back, working it in the middle. I think that the plan is just going to be frustrate them and just work the ball towards the goal.
Oh yeah,
and you can already see Rico Lewis so comfortable in the midfield. I mean,
let's be fair. If you're training with them all day, every day, though, like this is why. Do you remember when Foden was young and everyone was going, he's got to go out on loan, and Pep was like, "What? Going out on loan is going to be better than training with players like David Silva, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, De Bruyne." I don't think so. I don't think you're going to. Yeah. Angus is upset with you. He wants to know why you're being shameless, as. What have we said that's shameless, Angus?
Angus, I mean, look, we're just talking facts at the moment, yeah? You got, on paper, you lot got injuries, they've got injuries, but I just think they've got a better team at the moment, even with their injuries. If you look at the top three, you can't tell me it's on the same level as what City have put out today.
Oh,
don't get me wrong.
Sorry, bad pass under pressure there. Angus, you asked me earlier in the week if I was going to do a watch-along for Man City Arsenal. What do you mean? This week I've done Chelsea Fulham. I've done Real Sociedad versus whoever's Real Sociedad played.
We've done the whole lot, I think.
Yeah, man.
That was bad from Real, to be honest.
Big up, Jim. Please do like, please subscribe. Much appreciated. The link is in the chat and it is pinned as well. Maybe one of these days we will get over 11,500. It's taken a while. And it's off the line. Off the line. And it was Vardio at the back post. Rodri heads it back in. Haaland flicks it in. Nathan Ake has missed from about 7 or 8 yards out. Arsenal under the cosh. Please, do subscribe if you haven't already. This is one of our easier streams. I'm sure it'll be more feisty tonight in the Spurs review. But should have been 1-0. Nathan Ake just couldn't quite bring it down. A big up, by the way, Warrior without Master says, Savva, you made your point clear on Spurs and if they're in a title race. However, is there a milestone where you might flip the script, say halfway in the season and say maybe? I think if after 20, 25 games, Spurs are within a couple of points, and if in the January transfer window, Daniel Levy dips in and buys proper players, not kids, proper players, we'll have a conversation. I hope that answers your question. 100%. Shane O'Neill said, what did the message say? Has just sent me a message saying he loves me. So that's all you need to know. That's all it was. Big up Shane. And Jason Mills has said, big up Savva Has. Looking for a draw with this one. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Jason as well. Hope you're well. And thank you to the person that did just subscribe. We're back to being 4 away from 11,500.
We're getting there. We're getting there. It's going back and forth.
Yeah, we've already got there once. But big up to everyone in the chat. And hopefully you enjoyed today's game. 4-1 Man City. Haz has gone 3-1. Josh Gain is in the chat. Big up to you, Josh. Alan loves watching comedy on a Sunday afternoon.
Are you watching this week, Alan? Let us know.
Yeah, that was City knocking the ball around like Tottenham. First 6 minutes of the game, 76% possession to Man City. I think we can see a pattern forming. But the one thing Arsenal will take from this is Man City in lots of games have had loads of the ball and then not one, i.e. Newcastle and Wolves.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the thing is, would they be happy with a point at home? It's a game that Arsenal really should look to try and win being at home because they've still got to go to Manchester City. But the problem Arsenal have today is they haven't got the two wide men in Martinelli and Saka who can, run down the line, try and exploit the wing. So they've got to try and rely on those players sort of coming in, sort of thing. But it's going to be difficult because obviously City are very good at keeping the ball, especially in the middle. Who's the outlet for Arsenal when they break?
Yeah. No, you're right. I think that's it. I mean, first of all, Eddie Nketiah, how is this man? So I think it just shows to get in the England squad now, you don't even have to have done anything. Like, I don't even think he's like a prolific youngster. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Nketiah up top. Is he good enough to rattle Diaz? Who is it? Diaz, Ake and Vardio and Walker. I'm not sure. City they're just so composed on a football.
I mean, if you also look at it this way, Walker, who's he got to, who's he having a foot race with today? I can't see him having a foot race with anyone. Nketiah's not that sort of player. Jesus, again, bit of pace, but not that sort of player. Trossard, definitely not that sort of player,
Talking about a foot race, Haaland and Saliba going for it. Saliba fell over there, but luckily regained his footing. That could be a good battle today, couldn't it? Because I like Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba's quality. Absolutely quality.
Yeah. Nicky Moe just letting us know that Partey should be in jail. Innocent till proven guilty, my friend.
Nicky Moe is out. He's on tag at the moment. He's got to go back home after the game.
On tag. Big up Perchy. Perchy, join wearing one of your brown tops as well. Ball swept out wide here. Jesus has got some space on the right-hand side. Jesus is going to run at Vardio. He sweeps it across and it's out for a Arsenal corner. Vardio is a bit of a monster at the back there. Here we go. This is where you're getting a little bit too carried away. I don't know. I'm still looking at Diaz. I'm still looking at Vardio. I don't know, man. He's one of them. He is one of them, Angus. Yeah. I don't know if he's the best. He's definitely one of the best three. but Diaz for me is a monster. And I think Vardiol's just got it all. Perchy, come on, get changed and come on.
I think
big up.
Sorry, go on, Savva.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say, if you look at the two as well, I think, like you mentioned, leader of men, Diaz is that sort of leader of men, all in. Saliba's really good. I just don't know whether he's that sort of leader sort of material where he's so young as well. He's only, 22 years old, 23?
Yeah, look, do you know what? I think Saliba's the best compliment I can pay Saliba is look at what happened to Arsenal when he was injured at the end of last season. That's the biggest compliment I can pay is that they were in a title race and then very quickly they weren't, and it coincided with his injury. That's the biggest compliment I can give him. But listen, he's definitely one of the best three. I think he's a superb centre half. Him, Diaz, Vardiol, for me, some of the best in the league. I thought Dunk had another very good game today. Keep watching Lewis Dunk. I think he's a good centre half.
Superb today, Dunk.
And then, oh yeah, there's some good players around. There are some good players around. I mean, look, you maybe you don't know. You don't know. We can't say certainties, but you can.
You'd have had a better chance, Angus. You probably would have had a better chance with Saliba in that defense. I think you had Holding still last season as well.
Here's Phil Foden running at Jorginho. That's got to be a yellow card right there. That's a yellow. There you go. Jorginho, the holding midfielder, is on a yellow after 10 minutes. Foden absolutely took it. He just sold him down the river there.
Took him to the cleaners, isn't it?
Yeah. And that is what you get running. Good. Oh, look at that. That's as blatant. That's as blatant as you get.
Now you're walking that tightrope for the rest of the game against Manchester City. But this is why you have players like Partey on the bench, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing Partey's not fit. I mean, I don't know. Did Partey play for Arsenal against Lens, or is it Camera Lens, as Kate was saying?
Yeah, Camera Lens. I can't remember. Angus, maybe you can refresh our memory. Partey for me. I don't know. Who would you play, Jorginho or Partey?
Oh, if fit, Partey all day long. I've just got a feeling, I think he's been injured, hasn't he? And managers, I mean, do you throw a player in that's just coming back from injury in an intense game? I don't know. He'll know. That's why the managers are paid millions of pounds a year, right? To make those decisions. Cagey game here. No real chances other than the Nathan Ake chance.
Should have been 1-0, really.
Yeah, it should have been 1-0. But Arsenal really struggling for any form of possession. Then again, I think most teams struggle for possession. Big up, Ben. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just chilling out.
Benji.
Match, and then we're gonna have some fun. We'll continue the Empire Strikes Back later. Which will upset Savva and Kate, but they don't like proper movies. So what can I say?
It doesn't upset me, mate. Honestly, it doesn't upset me. It doesn't upset me. You're welcome to it. Man City having all the football here. I guess Man City have all the football against everyone they play against, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they do. It's how you deal with it, how you play without the ball, how do you hurt them when you do get possession of the ball. And I don't see Arsenal having many of those players in this team that can hurt City without the ball. Like Jorginho is one. Totally useless in this game because he's a player that loves having the ball. He's someone that ticks the play over.
Right.
They don't have anyone that's going to get the ball and then run 50 yards with it and then put it in the back of the net. They don't have a powerhouse. But we'll have to see. Maybe they can get hold of the ball this game.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, so far they've not been able to get it down and play Arsenal. But listen, I'm sure they'll have a period of the game. But I remember, guys, I'm sure you do, last season, the Arsenal fans were giving it large going into playing Man City. And they played them twice in about 2 months, I think, twice in 3 months. And the first game, I thought Arsenal were quite good at home, but lost 3-1. And in the away Premier League game, Man City absolutely battered them, didn't they? I think they showed their class in that game.
Yeah. yeah, they showed who's boss, really, didn't they? I mean, yeah, even this game, you can see when City are out of possession, they press in phases. So you see the front line pressing first, they step back, then the middle press. They take turns to press. It's quite fascinating to see, really, how they play when they haven't got the ball.
Yeah, City have a team of footballers playing today. They've got about 5 midfielders that can all be the best footballer in a team. Kovacic, Rico Lewis, Foden, what's his name? The Portuguese chap. I can never remember his name. Bernardo Silva, another footballer. They are just a supremely good football inside. They're just so good at putting the ball about.
They're all so comfortable, Ben, aren't they? They're all happy to receive it with a man on them.
I'm miles behind probably because I'm only nearly at the 14th minute. But just the formation, the way they are playing at the moment, the amount of space they take up and how the fullbacks join in, it's like they've got 2 at the back only and they're playing like 10 up. They've got 2 at the back and then just like flood in midfield, which will make it so easy for them to control the ball because they've got the pace.
I'll tell you what's interesting, what I've noticed, especially in this last minute of play, is Rico Lewis is the one going to press with Bernardo Silva dropping into midfield and Alvarez going out wide right. And I suppose when you've got that many players that can alternate from the right to the left to the centre, I mean, that's where I think Spurs need to aim to get to in the next few years. You've got to have everyone comfortable on the ball, comfortable playing multiple positions. I think that's the way of modern football now.
Agree.
But just me, Bernardo Silva, for me, one of the most underrated footballers in the world, has been for years. Just so good.
Well, hence why now
Arsenal are going to get there. They're going to have to get a centre back to replace Gabriel because Gabriel was a half decent defender, but he's not going to get the ball and waltz the ball into midfield and find that pass. He's sort of a give and go defender. He's decent with the ball, but they can do so much better. Ben White is much better than him on the ball, which is why they bought him as that sort of that right back role. And they definitely need another centre back that can play the ball comfortably.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, City's pressing again. They're paying off. Yeah, Rico Lewis is so high up the pitch.
Yeah,
I mean, many people were talking about him sitting in there kind of with Kovacic, but Kovacic and Rico Lewis are both high. Look at this goal kick now. All 3 centre mids are in the last third. Very unusual.
I've noticed the offensive one that drops the deepest is Bernardo Silva. He's almost.
Oh, sorry, Alvarez. Sorry, you'll see it in a second, Ben. I'm sure you've seen it. Has David Raya. The ball went back to David Raya from Gabriel. So Gabriel passed it back to David Raya in his own 6-yard box. David Raya took so long. Alvarez closed it down. Raya kicked it against Alvarez, and then it just went into the side netting.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question? If you're, and obviously we don't, as football fans, forget we're Spurs fans for the moment. If you're Aaron Ramsdale, are you pissed off that you've lost your place?
Yeah, because everyone keeps on saying, "Oh, but Raya fits the system that Arteta wants to play." Well, I haven't seen anything different from Raya to what Ramsdale offers. I think Ramsdale, he's a better shot stopper. I think he's sorry.
Such a brilliantly timed comment from Angus. Gabriel is brilliant, shush, and then he almost causes them to concede a goal.
Yeah, I'd 100% be annoyed because, as a number one at the club, Gaffer comes up to you and says, "By the way, I'm bringing in another number one to compete with you." It's like, okay, I can understand if you bring in an understudy or a number 2. As a number 1 goalkeeper, you want your manager to say to you, "You are the best. You are my number 1 choice." But if anything happens, the number 2's on standby or whatever. But it's an odd one. It's an odd one. When they spoke to Arteta, he said that he was even thinking of substituting them in game. I just don't get it. I do not get it.
Well, Angus is on one. I'm not even going to go for this. Someone else can go for it.
Yeah, I don't even need to entertain that, Angus, if I'm being honest with you. If that's what you think, then, mate, that's fine.
I'm not going to yuck someone's yum. I've gone into the mindset recently. If someone wants to believe that, they can believe what they want to believe. If you want to be delusional, be delusional. If you want to be more realistic, you can be that. I'm not going to yuck your yum, Angus, but it's whatever you think.
Sorry, are you saying yuck your yum?
Yeah, I'm not going to yuck their yum.
Love it. Not heard that before.
I've not heard that before. But look, I mean,
I think they're both good. For me, I think they've both got a lot to prove. If I'm brutally honest,
I think there's just a World Cup winners medal between them. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Here's Man City going forward. Oh, I don't know what that ball was. He's chipped out wide to no one, and it's going to go all the way out for a goal kick to Arsenal. I mean, Angus, I think you're being Angus. I mean, he's not awful. Listen, even I say at times he's rash, but he's not awful.
He's cut that out of his game, though, this year, though. That's what I'm really impressed with. He showed a lot of bollocks to absolutely take that out of his game. He's not been rash at all this year. Long may it continue, but...
Yeah, I think the only times that worried me, a couple of times against Arsenal, but I'll allow that because it's Arsenal, bit overzealous. But other than that, he's not been rash this year. Credit where it's due. Look, I like Gabriel. I think Gabriel's a good defender. But look, unfortunately, Gabriel just is a shadow compared to Saliba. I think Saliba's brilliant.
A class centre-back. Saliba is a class. Saliba is a defender at the moment you could call in that world-class bracket. I'm not going to say he is world-class because that's down to whatever you think, opinion-wise. But if I was thinking of what do I think is a world-class defender, he's one of the people I'd think of. He would fit in most teams in world football. I think he's a really good defender, Saliba. He's got a bit of class about him.
Just going to answer this one. Name a better pairing in form. Vardial and Diaz.
That's a pretty good one.
Whoever Man City play at centre-half, basically. They don't let in many goals at all, do they? But yeah, listen, Romero and Van de Ven, got to remember, they're only in their infancy as a partnership as well. So hopefully that grows and grows and grows. So yeah, here come Man City. Rico Lewis spreads the play out wide. The game's pretty much what we thought it was going to be. Man City with the ball. Arsenal, when they get it, are very sloppy in possession.
Yeah. They're not trying to hold on to the ball. They're trying to get up the pitch as quickly as possible, but it's just not working.
Yeah. I just think it's so difficult. Anyone who tries to go, like, honestly, when we play Man City, I know all our fans will go, keep the ball, possession. You don't keep the ball versus Man City.
No.
That's why I'm really interested, Ben, to see what happens when we play City, because normally what works for us, hang on, City are in here, Vardial down the left. Oh, no, it's cut out by Saliba, gone back to Vardial. He's pulled it all the way back to Diaz and the trouble has gone. Normally when we play City, we're very dangerous because we sit back and counter. Our formation at the moment, Ben, isn't that. So I do think this is going to be one of our toughest years to play Man City.
Yeah.
Because they don't like playing the Spurs side, I think.
We don't have anyone we can use to get up the pitch quickly, which is a bit of a worry. We do have some very powerful midfielders who can hold, like Basuma and Sarr in particular. Those two can hold on to the ball and get us up the pitch. Maddison can unlock a defence with ease when he wants to. It's back to my point. When we do get the ball, we've got to pass it 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in. We've got to be efficient with it. We've got to be willing to beat a couple of passes and get in quickly. Otherwise, we're dead meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, I agree with you. It's going to be. This is why it's going to be really interesting to watch. City again have pressed. Here's Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva goes out to Alvarez. He puts it into the box, but it's cleared. Arsenal got men back. But Arsenal, when they do try and dribble it out, are being pressed, and City are closing them into their penalty area. This is why I think our game against City is going to be tough, because we play it out quite slowly as well.
Yeah.
And City on the press are phenomenal. Yeah. I love the way this has now turned into a Romero v Gabriel.
Yeah. Rico Lewis looks a player, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He He wants the ball as well. And how old is Rico Lewis? 19, 20? I don't,
Yeah, he's really
I
young.
don't know how old Rico Lewis is, but he's screaming for the ball whenever there's whenever they.
Sorry, you're doing him out of a year there. He's 18.
Oh, he's 18. All right. Sorry, Rico. Sorry, Rico. He's not watching anyway.
He can legally drink in some places.
Yes. I don't think Rico Lewis is watching the stream, Savva, so I don't think he'll be too offended.
Ben, you've made him South Korean, have you?
Rico? I made him East London, mate. He's screaming for the ball. Whenever they've got the ball, he's always looking for it, he's very confident. He's a very confident player. And when he played Tottenham last year, it looked very good.
I've noticed Bernardo Silva is playing like central midfield. He's dropping so deep. And then he makes really late runs. Yeah, he's the one. And Rico Lewis is the one operating further where he would be. It's almost like Pep's asked them to swap positions just to confuse Arsenal. But it's working so far. It's working. I think where Bernardo Silva has amazing technical ability, he can work his way out from the back, can't he? Spray those passes.
Yeah, I agree. Lee, my understanding is what you've said is correct. My understanding is that the red card cancelled out the suspension for the 5 yellows. So he goes back to 4 yellows and that 1 more yellow will give him another. So when he gets booked in the next game, he'll miss the game after that. So we could be missing him for 2 games in the next couple of games. Well, we're missing him for Fulham at home, right? Yeah. And then we've got him for Crystal Palace away. So if he gets booked against Palace, I believe it goes down to another suspension.
Yeah.
Needless, to be honest, yesterday. Yeah. Needless.
Idiotic. It almost cost us the game, that.
Yeah. Please. Thank you. Raya's not having the best game. Here's Arsenal, though, cutting in, and the shot flies wide from Eddie Nketiah. I don't know what I make of Eddie Nketiah, you know.
He's not Arsenal quality, is he?
He's not that guy, is he?
Quality. I've said it for ages. I think it's an insult that he's got the number 14 shirt. I know it's only a number, and people will say you're too sentimental about football shirts, but he's wearing the football shirt of one of the top 3 Premier League footballers ever. Let's face it, he's Eddie Nketiah. He's not Thierry Henry. It's a bit insulting.
I'll tell you what, I know we're not really allowed to say this as Spurs fans, but Jesus Christ, I'll get in trouble for that. Sorry. Wasn't Thierry Henry, for me, was the best player I've seen in the Premier League. I think one of the top 2. He was. Yeah,
he's one of the top 2. He's probably the most talented. I think he's the most talented striker to play in the Premier League, probably.
He just had
goals,
everything. Dribbling, pace, just hold up play, skill. Just he was brilliant. And whenever he used to play against us, I just crap my pants. Yeah, I just crap my pants when we played.
He had that trick as well. Whenever he got the ball on that left-hand side, it was a goal. He got the ball, finessed it.
Yeah, once he was in full flow on the left-hand side,
he was just the best at that.
I've never seen anyone open their body up so much to way he used to slot the ball in.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You're right.
As soon as he opened his body up, that was it. The goalkeeper had no chance. But it's a shame he didn't do well when he went to Barcelona. It didn't really work out for him as he wanted.
Listen,
he won Champions League though. It's pretty good.
He won a lot of Barca. So you've got to remember though, the problem is when he went to Barcelona, he went from being the best player at a club and the league to playing with Lionel Messi. You know what I mean? Like
essentially, yeah.
Well, he was playing for Pep Guardiola in his infancy as a football manager, so he was still very strict in his approach. The way this Barcelona team, and this Man City team. I mean, he did an interview and he said, if you're a left-sided player, which he was at Barcelona, because they had Lionel Messi in the team, so of course he played on the left. If you went into the middle, he chucked you out. Said, "No, you stay in your position. I know what I'm doing. I'm Pep Guardiola." And that's what he.
So then, hang on, VAR are checking for a red card here on Kovacic.
On Kovacic, yeah.
for me, I feel like these are yellow cards. I think if we're going to start sending people off for that,
I think that's a yellow. It's not.
it's a yellow, isn't it? It's not a
He's
red.
not gone over the top. Yes,
No,
he's caught his boot, but it's not over the top. It's not over the
No,
top.
it's on the floor.
On the floor.
He's. You could say it's a genuine attempt to win the ball. He's not.
No, Angus, I've got to say you're one of the most biased fans I've ever seen. It's not for me. It's not a no. There you go. It's done. Yellow card. I think if we start giving reds for that, you're literally going to send everyone off. The difference is Curtis Jones's one was high up on the leg and could have broken the leg.
Yeah,
that was a bad tackle, but it's a yellow. And when I grew up, Ben, sorry, I know you're a bit young. Take this as a compliment. When we grew up, that wouldn't have even been given as a yellow card.
No, absolutely.
Graham Roberts here, right? He'd snap someone's leg and it wouldn't be a yellow.
Yeah.
Graham Roberts and Charlie Nicholas. He puts him in the stand, doesn't get a yellow card. Play on, lads.
Yeah. Agree, Lee. Agree. Any higher up the pitch, up the leg, then yes, it's a red. But I don't think it's a red card. I feel like we've got to stop asking for every foul to be a red.
Yeah,
every handball to be a penalty.
11 players on the pitch.
Yeah.
One of the things my uncle used to say, I know my uncle is incredibly deluded and he doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. But he says if a player gets sent off, the game should still be 11 versus 11 and they should make you substitute a player and you just lose a substitute. And therefore you keep 11 players on each side. Therefore you have better football matches. My uncle is deluded because I like, but maybe keeping 11 versus 11 is for the best of football matches. You see,
I'll be honest with you, Ben. Sorry, just very quick. I'll be honest with you. I think the worst thing that happened to the Spurs game last week was going down to 9.
Yeah,
because it made it attack v defense, break down this wall, and it killed the game as a spec. Like we won in the end, it's fine.
That's what my uncle was coming from. When you have a man sent off, it ruins the game of football because again, 10 men behind the ball, or in some cases 9 men.
What do you guys think of a sin bin system?
I'm not really a fan of sin bin. I think it's them. We're going even further down the American route. I don't know.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying I'm a fan or not, but what does everyone think of that in the chat as well? Introducing a sin bin.
I don't think it's football. It's a rugby thing.
It is a rugby thing, yeah.
It's a rugby thing. And to be fair, they get decisions right. So maybe not a sin bin. I think football we just need to have better officials. We need to invest more money into officials. Get some of that TV money the Premier League make and build a referee school where people can actually learn how to be a referee properly and at the pace that we referee. It's madness how bad our referees are. It's crazy.
Arsenal started to press a bit more in the last 5 minutes.
They are.
There's a bit more intensity there. Whenever City's on the ball, there's one or two. There's 2 players at least pressing the ball. Manchester City they've gone a bit flat in the last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. They have. Arsenal have upped the tempo a little bit. Have Arsenal got the quality to unlock them? Have Man City, for me, need to get Haaland into the game. They've not created anything for him thus far. But we're at 32 minutes gone.
It's a problem with not having a Jack Grealish in the team because Jack Grealish plays quite close to Haaland and unlocks the field for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. I think as soon as you see a goal go in this one, you'll see the game will change again. It'll be a bit more open and attacking.
Games like this are always quite tetchy, aren't they, Has, early on? They're quite...
Well, yeah, it is because, I mean, both sides feel there's a lot riding on it, even from this early stage of the season.
Haaland's brought the ball down out the air there, brilliantly brought the ball down out the air. Apparently he can't control the ball. Laid it off, and Alvarez, for me, I get so frustrated when footballers do this. You know, here you go, Haaland, the ball over the top. Haaland's brought it down, laid it off to Alvarez, who's about 35 yards out as a dig. And you're thinking you've got 4 men up with you. Like, just take your time, bring others into the game. But Way over the bar. Big up, everyone. By the way, Atletico Madrid did go 1-1. Urao's about for Sociedad, but in the last minute, Griezmann has just scored a penalty. So if anyone was interested in that game, at the moment, it's currently Atletico Madrid 2, Real Sociedad 1. Kovacic has made another tackle. They're asking for another yellow card.
Yeah.
This is where I think football has got really, really silly. I'll have another look at it. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a terror. I'm miles behind. I might quit the bloody Sky Go and start again.
I think he needs to. Kovacic is going to be a problem because it seems like he's going into tackles. It's only a matter of time before he gets one of those wrong and he's off the pitch.
You know what I think will happen at half time? I think Mateus Nunes comes on for Kovacic at half time.
Yeah.
You can't. One more, I think he's off. One more, he's off. But listen, I'm glad. I'm like you two. I want to see 11v11. The moment these games go down to 10, someone puts everyone behind the ball. We've no longer got a game of football. So from a neutral point of view, Foden's gone down holding his head. He's holding his head or his face. I don't know what happened there. It's all got a bit niggly here. I didn't see what happened. They've not shown a replay yet. I think it was purely accidental, whatever it was. He just got a face in the hand. A hand in the face. I don't think it's.
Oh, bless him.
You know, just play football. Come on, let's get back to.
They're going to have to take Kovacic off in the second half.
My 15-year-old got a knee in the face today playing rugby, right? Got straight back up, straight back into the scrum. I know it's different, but it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
It's not. How different is it, Has? It's still being hit in the face.
Yeah, but the difference is he got back up and went straight back into the scrum. You know?
Well, that's the difference. If a football player gets even tapped on the face, they fall over for 5 minutes.
He's just been brushed on the mouth like that with someone's hand and he's gone down. My face. Like, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Come on.
But I feel like City could add an extra winger onto this team. Maybe Kovacic for a Jack Grealish, I think, might be a good move for them. It's not like they don't have most of the ball.
I just don't want to see every single. So you're not seeing anything to scare Spurs from what? What do you mean?
Talking about.
Barry's saying that the first one was a red. I don't think that was a red.
I don't. The first one was never a red.
Nah,
never.
It wasn't a red. He was on the floor. He was going for the ball. It's a yellow card.
And that second one,
it should only be a red card if it's endangering the safety of an opponent or it's a second yellow.
Yeah,
that's the only time it should be a red card. He is naughty there, Kovacic. He was naughty there on Rice.
Oh yeah, I can't just be having sendings off for everyone. Yeah. Jim, please stop this. I hate it when Spurs fans do this. Please stop. I'm not seeing anything scare me from City. Do you know how many times I've heard that over the last 6 or 7 years as they romp their way to winning every trophy known to mankind? Man City are a force. Make no bones about that. Man City are a force. Here's Lewis. Lewis has played the ball down. Hang on, off the ball. Something's happened off the ball. Haaland's claiming a free kick. The referee said it was a shoulder. I didn't see it, but I don't know. I just don't want to see everyone get booked for everything.
Yeah.
Football was never like this. Yeah, I get it, but after what I've gone through the last 24 hours, I don't really appreciate it, if I'm brutally honest, not from people that should know better. Sorry, that's just me saying my true feelings there. Arsenal have definitely come back into this, though, made it more of a game. I just don't know if they got enough up top.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have.
Saliba's a tank, by the way. I mean, Haaland, what you just mentioned, Haaland just went into him to shoulder barge him and he come off worse, even though he was the one who shoulder barged him.
Right, City flying down the wing now. The ball's got into the box. Cleared there by Gabriel. Good clearance. The kind of volley. Clearance in the air volley. I can't be doing all this. Why should we be scared by Man City? I don't know. They're the treble winners that win the league every year. I
don't think we should be scared of them, but we need to be wary of the way they play football. We need to.
Yeah. You've got to remember, as we said earlier, Ben, when we play them, we don't ever play them normally playing the Ange system. We normally play them when we sit back and contain them.
And then behind the ball,
exactly. I've watched
wingers, hit them on the counter.
Yeah. Arsenal, Luton, and Liverpool have all opened us up, right? Yeah. Man City will as well. It's about riding our luck in that game as well. It's not about being scared, but they are Man City for a reason. I feel like we've just got just a little bit silly here with like, why should I be scared of them? I mean, Spurs fans suddenly think we're the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah. Like, it's just mental.
There's only one team we should be bloody scared of, and it's Bayern Munich if we ever play them, because we know how. Because he's played against all our defenders for years. The man who shall not be named, he can tear them all apart. So that's the only team I'd be scared of.
Yeah, it's not about, not being scared. Are you telling me when we play Man City, they're not going to be favourites? Let's be brutally honest.
Yeah, they're going to be the favourites.
They're going to be favourites. I don't know what. I'm just speaking factually. They're going to be favourites. Yeah. I will be very interested, as I said, to see us play them without sticking 10 men behind the ball like we normally do. It's going to be really interesting. Corner kicks come in all the way over. Man City are going to recycle the ball. Vardy out. Oh, no. Good defensive work there from Jorginho. Angus, I agree with you. Spurs fans are getting very, very cocky. But then again, you lot get very, very cocky off the back of 1 year finishing second.
Yeah.
So, and Angus, I remember you in here telling us we were going to get beaten 4-0, 5-1, whatever you said. And
we've all of us have got to be a bit more humble when supporting our football team.
People really don't think. Yeah, we do, but think how we beat them, Nicky. Think how we beat them. Normally, when Man City go toe-to-toe with a team is when they thrive. So just listen, we'll see. When we play Man City, we'll see. But I don't think any of our two wide men will affect their fullbacks in any way, shape or form. And I don't know. I feel they'll get on behind us. I truly think they will. So we'll see. But the game's not for ages.
There's a reason why these guys are European champions. They're Premier League champions. They've got trophies in abundance. They're a quality side. So I think we need to pay them the respect they deserve. But yeah, obviously we've got a chance of beating them. But like Savva was saying earlier on as well, we've not played them in this sort of formation before, in this sort of way of attacking or anything like that. We've always sort of allowed them to play and then sort of countered them. But it's going to be a different story, I think, when we play them. It's going to be a lot closer than what people might think.
I mean, it's that. We shouldn't be scared of any team. The only team I was ever really scared of was when we played Barcelona at Wembley and they had Prime and Messi in the team. Then I was terrified, because you should be terrified. They had Ivan Rakitic and Lionel Messi in their team. And that was a fun evening. It was certainly a footballing lesson.
Yeah, Barcelona was just different quality back then as well.
That was a scary team. Does this City team, does this City team beat the Argentina team that won the World Cup? I mean, it's impossible to tell, isn't it? I mean, I think they'd have all the football, but Argentina would have
that magic. Argentina have that magic.
Yeah. I don't know. Mourinho basically said at halftime, "Be nasty to City in your win. Don't think they've lost to City since." Yes, but Matt, I'm trying to. This is what I really wish people would just think a tiny bit. how have we played against them under the last 3 or 4 managers? Jose, Conte, and Nuno all played counter-attacking against them. We won't do that. That's not how Ange plays. So it's going to be a very, very open game, of which I think they're better at than we are. That's all I'm saying. I can't believe this now. Anytime I say anything about Spurs now, it's just wrong, and we're the best at everything, and no one's going to beat us.
Add a bit. Let's add a hint of realism to everything, guys.
Nah, stop being realistic. We're going to win everything.
Can we beat them? Yeah, of course we can.
We can't.
No. I'm saying any team can beat any team on the day. Look, Wolves beat Manchester City. You know, any team can be got at. You just got to say, on paper, the way they play, the way they win Premier League every season, they stand a better chance of beating us. But anything can happen in football.
I just don't see we've got enough to hurt them with, Has, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
I'm watching our wingers not even hurt Luton Town and Sheffield United. So I don't know. Listen, maybe if we have a couple of breaks, but I think they'll like playing. They'll like getting in behind a doggy. They'll like getting in behind Porro like Luton did yesterday.
They'll have plenty of pace.
Yeah, they'll have pace. They'll have power. They'll have goals. Look, it's a long way off, but I think we're getting very, very arrogant. We're getting really arrogant as a fan base now. Really arrogant as a fan base.
Speaking of Wolves, though, would you take Neto and Juan He-Chan? Yeah. I'd love to have those two.
Neto all day, every day for me.
Neto on his own, but I love that boy, Juan He-Chan. I think he's a really good footballer.
Yeah,
I would really love to have him. I think he's quick. He's got goals in him. I think he's great.
Do you know what, Ben? Said it. Other than our depth, I think if you added 2 top wingers to this Spurs team, I might be inclined to join people in talking about title challenges.
Oh, I've got the picture. Depth,
I think if Spurs had Liverpool's wingers, Man City's wingers, even Martinelli and Saka.
In this train.
Maybe. I just think we're very lightweight in that front three. I'm just trying to be brutally honest. I think we're very lightweight. Sonny is Sonny. The other two don't do anything for me, and they don't scare defenders. Jim lives in cloud cuckoo land. I've realised that over the last 24 hours for sure.
I still can't believe I spent 40 minutes making this picture of the Jim and Cooves and train.
It just makes me laugh. Like I was the original person that was like, yeah, I really want Postecoglou, and I was getting told, oh, he's not good enough. He's from Scotland, and then all of a sudden, it's like everyone's like, yeah, the Ange train. It's like, oh my god, it's only been 8 games. Relax, get to it. It's half time. 0-0. The game kind of fizzled out, really. City started on fire.
Yeah.
Arsenal came back into it, but I wouldn't say that other than the Saka chance, I don't really think there's been any clear-cut chances, unless I'm forgetting something.
Did he say the Saka chance?
Yeah, he's not.
Sorry, Nathan Ake. Sorry.
Oh,
Nathan
Ake. Yeah. That was. I mean, was that as bad as the Richarlison one? Do you reckon? Would you say?
No, I don't. And the fact that Richarlison is a centre forward. By the way, in Italy, the score right now is Cagliari. Is that right?
Cagliari.
AS Roma 1. Jose's Roma looking for a 3rd win in a row in all competitions. And they've only lost 1 of their last 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone tells me they're awful. They've lost 1 of 6. It's not too bad, and they're winning again today. And that puts them into the top half of the table for the first time this year. So at the moment, they're 3 points off Champions League. So just goes to show when people go all or nothing. Eddie Howe, 3 weeks ago, everyone was saying sack him. Newcastle have won 5 of their 6 games since, keeping 4 clean sheets. Yeah. Where else are we in? Hang on. Italy. There we go. Yeah.
I think Sevilla lost last night as well. Again.
Yes, Sevilla are not very good. By the way, I've lied to you. It's not Cagliari 0,
Cagliari.
Roma 1. It is Cagliari 0, Roma 2. Another goal in very quick succession.
Yeah.
From I'll tell you who scored the goal just in 1 second. Scores in the Premier League earlier: Wolves 1, Villa 1, Newcastle. So West Ham 2, Newcastle 2. Brighton.
Romelu Lukaku is the second goal scorer.
I told you I would have had him over a Charlison all day, every day. Put your arm around him; he'll score goals.
Yeah.
That is now his 4th league goal in 6 games. He's got 1 in the cup, and he's got 2 in Europe as well. So that is now his 7th goal for Roma in 8 games. Jose working some magic there, but that goal is under review for offside. What do we make of the first half, Ben? Bit nothingy?
It's a bit nothing. It's 2 teams that are very wary of each other. They're not trying to overextend too much because they know that the other team can hurt them. I think City need to be a bit more arrogant, and they've shown Arsenal quite a bit of respect. But I think City should be going for them. It's as the people in the chat have just said, it is a bit of a boring game. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think City will turn up the heat in the second half. And I think Arsenal will as well. When Arsenal will put on Martinelli and they'll be able to press City a bit more. If he's fit enough, that is. But it's a bit of a slow game.
Yeah. Big up, Kate. Welcome.
Thank you. You're all right.
God, your husband don't half talk some absolute tripe, don't he? What is he talking about? Honestly, you'd think at his age, he's got a little bit more experience of supporting Tottenham Hotspur. What do you make of the first half, Kate?
First of all, he's the most optimistic person on the planet. He does it every season. Don't matter who the manager is, it's going to all turn around this year. Yeah. God bless him. I thought the first half was so boring. Actually, they kind of cancelled each other out. The whole Kovacic red card to me. Well, you saw. I said it to Nick in the chat. They're trying to make football non-contact sport. For me, every single tackle now, they want to give a booking. It's just ridiculous. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'm glad that nobody went off, but I do think City will kick in the second half.
Yeah. So. I'm not sure who said Sarr was shit. Apparently, someone said Sarr. Who said Sarr was shit? Anyone?
No,
I have no idea.
I didn't see it.
He was one of my 4 players that I thought played quite well yesterday.
Oh, I didn't think he played well yesterday, but I don't think he's shit. I really like this boy as a footballer. Said it in when he started playing for Conte last year. This boy has got something about him. He wants the football. I like it when young players of his age want the football and want to do something with it. They've got the drive to go forward. When he starts bulking up a bit, because I think that is one place he does need to. I agree.
I think he can put once he puts muscle on, which he will get from maturing, because he's a kid. As known, it's me saying that as a 28-year-old, but he's a kid for me. Once he starts putting on a bit of muscle, I think he'll be unstoppable. He's quick. He's good at the ball. He's powerful. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be very, very good. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
I agree. Angus, by the way, when you say things like this, I don't know if you've noticed about me, I'm not biased. It's why I get so much crap from my own fans. I'm not biased. I don't think that's not a red card purely because, and I'm sure, and I think, I was going to say, I think Kate thinks the same. I'm in a WhatsApp group with her and I've seen it. We're at the stage now where every foul is now going to be a yellow card, and every single time a player makes 2 fouls in a game, they're off. Football never used to be like this. Again, it's like a 2020, it's like a new era thing, Kate, where everyone's got every foul is now, oh my God, it's a yellow. Yeah. Come on, he mistimed the foul.
He could have gone off. It's not a straight red. He could have gone off. don't know why my brother's called it in the same
Can you
house.
imagine the players of old, or even not even that old? Robbie Savage, there's one that's just come in my head. They'd never finish 90 minutes ever.
Agreed.
They would just be
Alan
sending
Shearer
off.
would never have finished 90 minutes with the elbows he was putting in.
Yeah.
It's just madness.
Right, I don't know what you lot are going on about. It was a Stonewall red card. It was a Stonewall red. He should have been sent off. I don't know what you lot are going on about. And the second one was a red as well. End of conversation.
I
don't know why you changed your hat for an Arsenal hat, Has. What's happened? You changed your hat for it. You've got your Arsenal hat on.
I've always got, yeah. Why not? Join in. It's much more fun.
But there was a genuine attempt to win the ball. He was on the floor. It was late. It's a yellow. It's a yellow.
The second one for me was just a nothing. Like
the yellow. The second one was a bit naughty.
Say, get up. Get
it was
up.
a bit naughty. He shouldn't be diving in. He shouldn't be diving in that way. But it was a bit naughty.
Footballers are so protected.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. They are a bunch, I'm sorry, and this is totally unpolitically correct, but they're a bunch of fairies. They just get protected beyond any sensible level now. It is just, you cannot touch them without a risk of getting a booking. It is outrageous.
Yeah. But I agree with this comment. Yeah, literally in the 80s and the 90s, you had to do something ridiculous to get sent off. Now now the ball flicks somebody's finger, the whole crowd, VAR, red. Can we just play football? Can we just get on and play football? You want to keep 11 men on the pitch for me, unless it's ridiculous. Too many games now. There's red cards, it seems, week in, week out. I don't know. Look, at the end of the day,
I used to see players walk still on the pitch after a full-blown punch-up back in those days.
Yeah. Like Dave Mackay would have been sent off every game. Dave Mackay.
The ref would go up to the captain and say, look, sort your boys out or someone's going to get sent off. Done.
Sorry, just quickly. Why is it Spurs? I love this theory from fans. Why is it bias? I'll watch any game. If that happened against Spurs, I say, get up, play on. Right? Get up, play on. Right? Yesterday, I didn't.
Spurs bias hat. I'm going to put my Spurs bias hat. Should I put my purple one or should I put my other one?
I wouldn't wear either of those.
Rodney, can you imagine Vinnie Jones, Roy Keane, these players, they were men.
Right. It was not sending off because Man City are more likely to challenge us from winning the league. So keep them, send him off because Tottenham are winning the league and Arsenal win the mud.
I just don't know, Kate. I'm with you. I just don't know. I just don't know what's happened to football now. Everyone wants a handball for everything. Everyone wants a foul for everything. Everyone wants a yellow card for everything. I don't know how a lot of these kids that call for everything, how they would have coped for football when we were growing up, Kate.
They wouldn't.
All these precious fans. When refs just went, play on. I don't know how they would have coped.
Players running around the pitch with blood pouring out of their heads and out of their noses and stuff. Can you imagine that these days? Oh my God. Honestly, it's so frustrating. It is just so frustrating. It's like they're made of cotton wool, these players. It's ridiculous. The way they throw themselves on the floor, they roll over 7 times and hold their head when they were touched in the arm. It's madness. I don't know what to say. I feel old saying it, but it's just changed so much over the years. It's horrible, not in a good way at all. It's changed massively for the worse.
Just quickly. So TR saying you're talking like it was the same game as 20 years ago. It is. It's still 11 men v 11 men. What's changed? Tell me what's changed. You don't need to come in here talking about chatting. Just chat nicely, my friend. Just chat nicely. We'll block you. All right. Just chat nicely.
Just to let you know, TR, you spelt the last word wrong. It's meant to be the C before the K, just for future reference.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I just want to see. I just want to see. Of course. I'm not going to read it out, but of course, I've said something and he disagrees. It's not Sunday afternoon, by the way, everyone. It's probably different. Vinny is young, and Vinny's just turned 18. Saying, honestly, I used to love the physicality of football. now you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Every tackle now. I was watching with my friend the Liverpool Brighton game, and the ref, he might as well have his whistle permanently sealed to his lips because they're looking to give something all the time. Like,
just let the game flow. But I don't know. I'm with Big Boss Man. I prefer to watch the game now where you get brushed on the face and you go down 3 minutes holding your face so that the opposition gets a yellow card. I much prefer that, to be honest, and everyone else who prefers it now.
I'd like to have this conversation. I was advocating yesterday that if you've been booked for simulation, you should get an 8-game ban. I would like to start punishing players for diving, because
8 games is a bit excessive, though.
No, it's cheating. You're deliberately trying to con the ref and con your fellow professionals. I would get 8-game ban. Stop them doing it instantly. There would be no more diving if you had retrospective 8-game bans. What Basuma did yesterday was unacceptable. Diving is unacceptable because you're a professional footballer and you're conning fellow professionals, and you're up against Luton. They've still got asbestos in their roof.
Ben, can I ask you a question after you're done?
Yeah.
A legit question, right? Do you think that the refs willy-nilly giving out yellows and stuff gives more incentive to these players to dive and make the most out of stuff?
I do. Because you go down from a brush. It's simulation. It's Gary Neville did a thing years ago about diving, and he said you can also dive even if you've been touched by making a meal out of it.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. What's the difference?
Everything. They give every single decision. They need to stop it.
Let's say earlier on, I can't remember who it was. One of the Arsenal players, or was it Foden? It might have been Foden. He got brushed on the face, basically, and went down for like 2 minutes. Yeah, what's the difference between that and simulating a dive? Because with the other one, you're simulating being shot, like you got punched in the face or something. So I think they need to come down on that as well. They need to come down because if we're going to start giving yellows and reds for simulation and stuff, they've got to start coming down on people who've just been touched but go down for 5 minutes. What's the difference?
I'll come down on those guys as well. It's unacceptable. You're conning your fellow professionals.
You can't ban them for 8 matches, though. That's craziness.
No, but you can't. But imagine every time someone did it, they went for 8 games. Yep. Imagine, it's open. Yeah, but it's open to the interpretation of what is simulation as well.
Well, yesterday's one on Basuma was cheating. It was cheating.
Okay, we'll say 3 games. I mean, you can't. 8 games is. I mean, that's that's a fifth of the season.
Don't cheat. You shouldn't have to dive against Luton Town.
You shouldn't have to dive against anyone, but it's part of the game now. It's not right, but it's part of the game. But the thing is, how do you determine if it's a clear and obvious cheat then? Because what if someone
if you've not been touched? If you've not been touched.
Yeah, but what if they get literally pushed like that and they fall over? To me, that's clear and obvious foul because they got touched like.
Kate, if you remember, I remember once watching an interview with David Ginola, and they said, David, you always get accused of diving. And he said, you try being this big, running at that speed, the slightest knock can put you off. The slightest knock can... Look, I agree with Ben. Something needs to be stamped out, but not 8 games. We've seen it before as well, where players lose their footing and go over, and the refs go, yellow card, and you're like, hang on, I didn't dive. I just fell. I was going down. I didn't claim for a penalty. Look, I don't know. I think it's just silly. Let's block this person. It's ridiculous. By the way, people, help me get to 11.5K because we lost a few people yesterday. We are 4 away. If anyone would be so kind, the link is in the chat. It is pinned. Please, if I get 4 really kind people right now to go over there, that would be great. Unfortunately, I feel like we've become a bit of a breeding ground for trolls like the Big Boss Man and people like that. We've become a bit of a breeding ground for it, guys. And I really wish we hadn't. But Martinelli is on for Trossard.
That's a silly one, I think. Is Trossard not fully fit as well?
Dude, you've picked the wrong Spurs fan to talk about bias, mate. My own fans hate me because I'm the least biased person you know. Like you've picked the complete wrong person. But fair enough. You know what I mean? Like when I go on other shows, right, they were like biased, and I'm like, biased how? I'm one of the Spurs fans that's not telling everyone how brilliant we are.
I know. You can't win.
The ref literally come out and said, like, if your foot goes over the top, stud showing, it's a red. His foot, if you look at that, it's nothing about being biased. He's gone in at ground level and caught his boot. Okay, if that's a red. I think
they're saying it's for the second, Has. I think what they're saying is because he had the yellow in that second. But for me, that's just a foul. Like,
yeah, there wasn't. That means you only get two strikes in a game then, basically.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying now?
He shouldn't be diving in. It would be me biased saying the Jota one the other day. He got that booking, which you could say was a harsh booking, but then that second one was an orange because he dived in with no attempt to win the ball. He deliberately tried to take a doggy out in that second one. He has tried to win the ball and he just hasn't. He's got in late. You can't. It's one of those things. On another referee, it would be 2 yellows. That is what we've been saying. Context and consistency, bitches. Get the picture out.
Kovacic has come out for the second half, which I'm slightly surprised by. You can bet your bottom dollar, though, his next foul is going to be a red card. So
he's on nice.
The thing is with the Jota one, Ben, I think because they let him get away with the first tackle, which would have been a booking normally, I think, because he'd just come on. So I think it was harsh for the second, maybe a bit harsh, but because of the first, and then the other one again. So it all boils down to the fact there's no consistency anyway. It's like Van Dijk's handball today, and they said that he couldn't move his arm, and yet Romero, we had a penalty against us when he was falling, couldn't move his arm. There's just no consistency at all with any of the decisions. It's just
I agree. I agree. Like look there, right? As the players cleared it, Foden's cleared it, I think, and it's hit the bloke's hand who was about a yard away from him, and everyone automatically goes handball.
No.
Honestly, I'd love some of these younger fans to come back to the 80s and 90s and watch proper football with real men.
Yes.
There was none of this claiming for a handball every 5 seconds. There was none of this, oh, he touched my ankle. Can he have a yellow card, please? Oh, man.
It's like Jim said, Gary Mabbott played with a broken arm, didn't he? And Sonny played with his wrist broken as well not too long ago. Well, my granddad, bless him, my late granddad, he was a West Ham fan, but he used to go mad because obviously in his day, they pretty much used to beat the absolute thing out of each other. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what he'd say now if he could see it now.
Imagine some of Neil Ruddock's tackles from centre half.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Imagine some of Stuart Pearce, Julian Dix.
Yeah.
Like, proper defenders that were like, you are not going past me.
Yeah.
Now it's
Dave Mackay. Dave Mackay would kill half the people on by looking at them.
Kevin Muscat, players like that. Yeah, now it's
Pat Van Den Houw.
And what you do is you get these young kids going, oh, these boomers, what? Because we're more experienced, we're boomers. Like, oh, this world. Honestly, football is dying. I'm telling you, people, football is dying a death. Too many rules, too many fairies. Everyone cries at every decision.
Too many refs not doing their job properly. Too much technology. Too much analysing. Too much slowing things down.
I think it's actually gone down. My favourite UEFA thing was when they had a linesman, 2 linesmen, 1 referee, and then they had the auxiliary linesman behind next to the goal. So what their idea was, the linesman would see straight and the other one would see, and you would get like a right angle of vision. I think it's gone down since we had that. I think they need to bring that back, of having that official that's next to the goal that can see both ways. I think they need to have more officials so they see more. and less people talking in the air, backseat driving. That's what they're doing. They're backseat driving. If you're in the game and you can see what's going on at a pitch level, you'll understand more.
Mm-hmm. Arsenal have looked much more dangerous this game, this half. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't even think it's about Phillips, Daniel. I would say about Nunez. For me, I would ask why Nunez isn't coming on. But let's be fair. How do we criticize a manager that wins every season? Like, how do you
give it 10 minutes? I think he'll change
Arsenal have looked much better here. If I was City, I would inject some of Doku's direct running. Yeah,
I'd put on Doku and I'd put on Grealish.
I wouldn't put on both. I'd always leave Foden on for a goal. But I agree with you. I'd definitely bring on Doku for pace.
Well, I'd bring him in Kovacic's position. I would shift him inside into that number 10 role and have two wingers. The two wingers would be close to Haaland.
Graham Roberts spat his teeth out and carried on playing. Terry Butcher's head wrapped, bleeding like a shot animal. Robbo playing with a dislocated shoulder. Game's gone soft and it's worse for it. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, Dave, it is too much woke. In today's workplace now, everyone just goes to HR when they feel offended by anything.
I try to report myself to my HR, but the problem is I'm reporting them to me. I'm reporting myself to me.
Daniel, he wouldn't have played 38 games though. He would have racked up so many suspensions.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. It's 0-0, 51 minutes, 45 seconds gone. Arsenal have come out of traps a bit quicker here. City yet to really get going in this half. Ball played up to Haaland. He's flicked it on. Yeah, they've not. First 20 minutes was good from City, and they kind of dropped off here, and Arsenal are getting a little bit more impetus. Oh my! Right, shall I just block this person once and for all?
Yeah, because like, he talks absolute crap.
He's just an absolute arsehole of a man, isn't he? Let's be honest. He comes in here to derail every one of my shows, and I let him. Right, he's blocked for good. There you go. He's blocked for good. I've got a feeling that might be the same as that. He might be the Garage Classics bloke.
Nah, different guy.
Just they come in, they start nice for a bit, and then before you know, it's honestly, I could literally turn around and say, I'm 40 years of age. And they go, no, you're not, you're 39. Like they find a way to tell me I'm wrong. And it's like, oh, you're boring now. City driving forward. Here's Kovacic driving into the Arsenal half. Ben White did brilliantly to get back at him. And now David Raya can sweep it out wide to Gabriel. Arsenal done well.
Matt Cox is asking for the Terry Butcher picture. Look at that.
Yeah.
Can I just say something, right? Why is Arteta allowed to stand outside of the technical area every single game?
Yeah.
I
Why?
don't know.
Because he's action man.
I hate the way he manages a football team.
He's action man. He can do as he pleases.
Well, he's going to solve it with the Mr-Ons and their war of nerves.
I just can't bear him in any way.
Mr-Ons.
Only I on this panel get that reference, which is really weird because I'm the youngest. Yeah, I get that reference.
Oh, you know the Mr-Ons.
This is the voice of the Mr-Ons.
Yeah, right. That's the one.
Yeah. What's that from?
If you don't know, you don't know.
If you don't know, you don't know.
It sounds like a right load of crap, whatever it is.
No, it's brilliant.
It really wasn't.
Brilliant.
I don't know it, so it's crap.
Yeah.
Who's that band? Queen? Never heard of them. Crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Queen. I'm looking at Mr-Ons now.
Yeah. Put in Captain Black and
look at him.
Up.
Just look at him. He's practically on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
He's going to step on the pitch.
He's so far. Like, I used to hate it when Conte did it, but at least Conte did it with a bit of class. He'd never stand that foul. The Arteta just gets away with it.
And Ketia brings the ball down the penalty area. But he's crowded out, and now Foden can bring the ball away. Man City have not got into any stride, but Foden's running through three of them. Bernardo Silva now. Hang on, they can break it. They're on for a break. Man City have got a 4-on-4. Here's Rico Lewis driving forward. Martinelli's getting back. Rico Lewis has still got the ball. And Rico Lewis has scored, but they've... Rico Lewis was wriggling through them all.
Yeah.
They wanted a free kick. And wait till you see it. They wanted a free kick, but Rico Lewis just kept going. Stayed on his feet, kept going. Got through the defence and scored. And I think they pulled it back for a free kick.
Yeah, they have.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll see it in back.
what do you do in that scenario?
You played advantage.
Yeah, played advantage.
And then his shirt was pulled. I don't know what.
Let's have a look.
No, I don't know the rules anymore.
No, that should be a goal. That's a goal.
Not simple as anymore.
That's a goal. That's a
I blame the Mr. Runs.
Yeah, I blame the Mr. Runs and their war of nerves.
I've just seen it's Captain Scarlet. That's why I don't like it, because it's got red in the name. See?
That was awesome. You know, he travelled. You know, when he went down on his knees, he must have travelled so far with his knees. Then he got back up.
Yeah. So now you're even penalised for keeping momentum and keep going. I honestly, I don't know the rules. It used to be a very simple game, football. Not now.
How's the dog after the stress ball popped?
It was weird because, you know, when it popped, right, the fluid inside, it's like goo. And it just went straight on both of his legs, on both paws. And it was weird. It's like he had two shoes on.
Yeah.
I managed to...
It's Mikel.
Oh, my God. That is uncanny, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It does look exactly like him.
It's Captain Black.
So did you have to bath and did it all come off easy enough?
Yeah, I scrubbed it all out in the end. It was all right. But
bless him.
Vardiol is a beast, isn't he? Vardiol is like a unit. Like
he is a good player.
He just body checked his man there. Yeah. I don't know, Matt. I don't know, Phil. I just don't know what the rules are in football. But here's Man City on the break. There's the ball. Lovely ball played through. Here is Vardiol. He's gone across. Here's Phil Foden. It's gone behind him. And the shot by Alvarez is blocked. Walker's got the ball 25 yards out. He's going to have a pop. No, he's not. He's cut back in. City are starting now to go a bit forward. Nathan Ake plays it out wide to Vardiol. Vardiol is a beast of a man. This is strange. Bernardo Silva is sitting the deepest.
That's what I was saying. He's sitting the deepest.
Do you guys
from his Haaland slipped?
It's affecting Declan Rice the way he plays.
Haaland slipped. He could have played a through ball. He controlled the ball, went to play a through ball to, I think, Alvarez. Slipped, and nothing came of it. Yeah, Arteta is unlikable.
Oh, it's vile.
I mean, Angus was saying, is he not allowed to show passion on the track? That's not passion, that's idiocy. It's mental.
No, you can show passion, Angus, but you got to respect the rules as well. Every time he's outside of the technical box, that's what the technical box is there for. Yeah, to keep within that box. Why is he so special that he gets to stand outside of that box every time?
He should get an 8-game ban.
Yeah,
sorry?
8-game ban every time he does it.
Nothing wrong with passion. By all means, be passionate, but do it within the rules.
It's one of the reasons I really like our manager, because how calm he is. Yesterday, when the bench started to get a bit agitated, and Ange just told them, sit down, lads. Just sit down. Calm your horses. I like that. I like having a calm bloke in charge for a change. I like it. He's just old school. He's in the game.
This game's slowed down now. Ederson's going to dink the ball forward. Cleared away. Yeah, neither team have really got a grip on this game at the moment. But Bernardo Silva
it's not even
forward.
outside the technical area there.
Here's Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis plays it out wide to Carl Walker. But Arsenal are getting bodies behind. And this is how you have to play when you play against City. You have to get bodies behind the ball. And Arsenal at the moment have all 11 men behind the ball. City are just trying to get into a little bit of a rhythm of keeping the ball again. Rico Lewis has been good again. I think he's a very good player.
So good on the ball.
I'd consider taking him off, though, for Jack Grealish, though. I think City need a bit of pace in their team.
What, for Rico Lewis?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take off Lewis.
Why? He's been one of their best players, Ben. Why would you take him off?
I would go to more of that sort of that wing play, but it's you take off one of the attack. It could be any of them. The one I keep on is Foden because I think he's magic. But Lewis has been good. But I would personally, I would look at taking him off and putting on Grealish on that left-hand side.
But then who goes into the middle to take Lewis's place?
Foden.
I don't know, mate. I think you've had a mare with that one. I think Rico Lewis gets up and back. I don't know.
Football is a game of opinions. Football is a game of opinions.
I'm not sure I'd ever take off one of the best players on the pitch, though. I'm not sure why anyone would want to do that, if I'm brutally honest.
Bernardo Silva's dropping deep anyway, as it is. He's literally operating in that deep line playmaker role.
He's got Ben White on the right-hand side for Arsenal. Tries to play a 1-2 with Jesus. He gets it back, pulls it down to Odegaard on the edge of the box. He has a shot, but it was really tame. Back out wide to Jesus. Jesus hasn't really done a lot here. Pulls it back to Zinchenko. Out wide to Martinelli. He's going to try and run at Walker. No, he's not. He's bottled that and he's passed it back to Zinchenko. He's whipped it to the back post. Vardial heads it clear. And here's Jesus. Jesus can put it across and it's out for a corner kick. That was better from Jesus and much better from Arsenal.
Zinchenko is starting to pick the ball up in the middle of the park, and City need to be wary of that because they need to make him play his natural position of left back. Now he's getting on the ball. Arsenal starting to get a bit of joy in their play, so City got to be wary of that. But there's also something you can expose if he's in the centre of the park. Run at that empty position.
If this ends up a draw, the price for 4 draws would have been humongous today. Jim did it once before.
Massive.
Jim did it once before. He won 340 quid for £1, but we didn't do it today. I don't know why, because we're stupid, I suppose. But
I think when a lot of people in the chat say, "Oh, this is boring," I'm not sure what you want. You've got 2 very good teams that are wary of each other. I don't know what people want to see. Like, do you expect that this is going to be 4-4 or like both teams look solid at the back? Fair play to them.
Yeah, it's not that sort of game. It's not that sort of game where it's just, one scores and the other scores. It's never going to be like that.
No.
Yeah, it would have been 350 to 1. It was.
Wow.
That's for them to be 1-1, 2-2, or 3-3 each team. So if this would have to come in as a, although saying that the draw was about the same, so yeah, it would have been about 350 quid. Ouch.
Wow, 350 to 1. Imagine having a tenner on that.
Yeah, quite boiling it.
100 quid on that.
Yeah.
I'd have been happy having 50p on that. Oh.
Why has my wife returned but without the car that she left in?
Perhaps she lost it.
Yeah, Nunes and Doku coming on. So I think Kovacic is going to come off. And one of the front 3 possibly.
Do you know, it's always the big games. I'm reading everyone saying this is a snooze fest. It's always the big games that end up being the ones
of course.
They get billed to be this massive game, and it always is the ones that aren't. End up being quite boring. I thought the Brighton game was excellent.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is you've got 2 teams with a lot of stake, right? Neither want to lose. City off the back of losing to Wolves, don't want to lose a second straight off. And Arsenal, and Arsenal want to keep ground with City and Spurs. So, I always think these games are going to be cagey.
Yeah.
Punched out. I don't know. I mean, what are people expecting? Loads of shots, sometimes I think Premier League fans aren't used to is sometimes defenses come out on top. I know we're not used to that. We're used to 4-4 because no bugger can defend in the Premier League. But you got a game there where both defenses have stood very firm and very strong.
Ooh. Celta Vigo have just scored against Getafe. Jonathan Bamba.
Jonathan
who?
Bamba.
Jonathan who? Bamba.
Jonathan Bamba.
Do you reckon they sing la 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 Bamba as his song? That is totally what I would be singing.
Bayern Munich
Man City are just
against Freiburg.
Man City are just starting to have the football. They're just starting to camp themselves in Arsenal's half. But Arsenal, their defensive shape is very good. I've got to say, it's very, very good.
Defending so well.
And it is.
I think people have got to appreciate that this is going to happen. People have got to appreciate. Yeah. Both teams are set up very well. Neither of them are giving away many chances. I think this is two very well drilled, organised football teams here. And you need a bit of magic. You need someone with that bit of magic that's going to unlock it, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's going to come down to.
Bit of a cagey game.
Yeah.
Do you reckon
Foden, put it into Haaland, back to Foden. Foden twisting and turning. Arsenal got so many bodies on him. And Arsenal can get it clear, and it's a throw into Arsenal. Yeah. It's been a very cagey game, but both defenses are very much on top. John Stones and Nunez coming on, and it's going to be Nunez for Rico Lewis. I'm guessing that's going to be the player, or is this for John Stones? Doku's coming on as well. They're making a triple substitution. So, right, Nunez has gone on for Kovacic. John Stones has gone on for Rico Lewis. And
Pep Guardiola's been listening to me. Take off Rico Lewis.
For a centre mid, not for Jack Grealish.
He's been listening to me, Savva. Pep Guardiola and McCoff, tactical genius.
And Jeremy Doku is coming on for Alvarez, who's had one of his quieter games. So we hopefully will see a little bit more now going forward from City, but it's been very cagey. But neither of them will care if they grab a 1-0 win.
Yep.
Sorry, go on, carry on. We've got 2 weekends now without Premier League, or just one?
2.
Just one, I think.
Oh, is it 2 games in a week?
I think there's a game. One weekend. So it's next weekend, and then we're back the week after.
Oh, okay, that's what I meant. Yeah. Oh, good.
They'll have one midweek and then one on the weekend, and then we're back the following week.
Right. Okay.
I can't stand it. We will bring you a couple of internationals. We'll bring you some England games. There's a good Spain for Scotland game we're going to do as well. Here's Jeremy Doku, who can open his legs for the first time. He's run at his fullback. He's twisted. He's turned. He's crossed it in and whipped away by Jorginho. But Man City are now very much dominating this game of football. Ake into Vardiel, back to Ake. Yeah, Arsenal are all camped in their own half. Somebody's asked me when Spurs play Man City. I'll let you know. Spurs play Man City on the 2nd of December. It's our first of 7 games in December. Poor ball there by Stones. Odegaard can come forward. He's been stopped in his tracks, but they're still coming forward from the right-hand side here. Yes, George, I will do England versus the Socceroos. Yeah, it needs this the age old. If ever a game needed a goal, it was this one.
Yeah. If you don't score, you hardly ever win, in the words of Michael Owen.
The word. Yeah, I think so. I think Arsenal have run out of ideas. To be fair, I've not seen many ideas from them.
Yeah.
Arthur, all right, we get the message, mate. We get the message. It's fine. Stop trolling it.
I don't see what Eddie Nketiah does. I know I'm probably jinxing it. He's probably going to score now. But what does Eddie Nketiah bring for this Arsenal team?
I don't know, but Southgate likes it.
It's the only attacking option they have at the moment, apart from Jesus. But, yeah, I agree.
On a positive note, Tottenham ladies won today, 3-1.
Good.
Get in there.
Good stuff.
So, I watched them last week lose to Chelsea, and they were quite unlucky. I thought the first half they were completely outplayed. In the second half, they really came into it, and they brought on a winger, really skinny girl. I want to say maybe Italian.
Right. Okay.
And she was brilliant. She was really technically very good. Run at them. Yeah.
She wasn't cutting the ball back.
She wasn't cutting the ball back. She was running at people.
Oh, good. Maybe she can come in.
I was just going to say that.
It's these sort of comments where I think we're going to regret this arrogance. We've got nothing to worry about. I don't know how people haven't learned how Man City get better and better as the season goes on. Just have a bit of decorum. Have a bit of right, Arthur. You're going, mate. You're boring me. Here's Bernardo Silva. He's the one that's kept his place for the experience. That's a poor ball. As I say that, commentator's curse. He gave the ball away immediately as I said that. Aaron, I don't think we are playing with style. We didn't play with style yesterday against Luton. We didn't play with style against Sheffield United. We didn't play with style against Liverpool. I think we've got in patches. I think we've played some great stuff. But
yeah,
do you think Man City watched us yesterday versus Luton and went, "Oh my God, oh we're really worried"? Come on, like I don't know. I give up.
John Stones playing as a defensive midfielder is an interesting one, but he's a great footballer, so he could definitely play there.
Well, he's played there before. He's played in it there in the final as well of the Champions League.
He's a very underrated footballer. We do need to give a bit of credit to John Stones.
I think John Stones is absolutely fantastic as a footballer. Jeremy Doku doing what I just want to see one of our wingers do once. He got down the byline, ran with the ball from the halfway line, got a crossover, and he's gone out for a corner kick. I love wingers like this.
Yeah.
Trying to beat a man.
You guys need to come down a peg or two, says the Arsenal fan after giving it all of last season that they were going to win the league.
and do you remember what he said the score was going to be when they drew with Spurs?
About 5-0 or something ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh yes. So 73 minutes and 50 seconds gone here. Still 0-0. Who'll be happier with this point?
Arsenal.
No, I don't think they'll be happy. I think City getting their usual point at Arsenal and then turning them over back at City suits them better.
I agree.
You'd think though City would be not hard done by. They'd want to win this game.
Well, of course, but so will Arsenal because they're at home.
For sure. The thing is, I think City know that they've got the experience. I think City know that as the season goes on, they'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. They'll get their swagger back. They'll get Rodri, De Bruyne, the Stones now playing. As I say that, Arsenal are making a triple substitution. And Nketiah's gone off for Kai Havertz. Partey is coming on for Jorginho. and who's the other one that's coming on here? Looks like Tomiyasu.
Yeah, Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu is coming on for.
It would be for Ben White.
For Zinchenko. Tomiyasu is coming in for Zinchenko. Yeah.
That's a very interesting one.
Damn right, Philly P. I love proper wingers. Proper wingers. I love them.
That's a very interesting substance. Tomiyasu at left back. Interesting.
Shai Havertz on the pitch as well now.
These are the sort of games you make yourself a hero, though. Oh, bit of a bad ball there from Foden. Arsenal can drive forward now. Gabriel Jesus, he's jinking, and he's had to come back. Arsenal don't seem to have a lot of options off the midfielders here. Arsenal moving forward. Ben White. Odegaard puts it out. But Vardio again. Vardio is a beast. You don't go round him. Doku's now going to try and run forward with a ball. But Ben White gets back at him. And Thomas Partey can bring Arsenal forward again.
I think Ben White's played all right for Arsenal today.
Yeah. I think he's a solid player, isn't he, old Ben White?
He's been solid there.
Arteta totally out of his technical area again on my screen.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
There's no point of it being there.
No, there isn't.
So, corner kick to Arsenal. From the right-hand side, it's going to be a left-footed in-swinger from Odegaard. Odegaard swung it in. It's gone over everyone. Headed away by Kyle Walker. Back out to Partey, to Rice. I've not noticed Declan Rice in this game at all, if I'm brutally honest. Doku can beat his man.
I think Jorginho sits deeper than him, and that disrupts Declan Rice's game. I think Declan Rice likes to be the deepest guy.
I agree. I think a lot of games I watch where people go, "Oh, Rice was brilliant today," and I'm like, what did he do? Listen, I mean, I'm sure he ticks things over nicely, but hey, Angus does get very upset about Arsenal comments, doesn't he? Look, I think the point is, Angus, that you're not allowed outside your technical area. I think that was the point Ben was making.
Well, it might as well not be there, Savva. It might as well not be there because he's never in it. That's not passion. That's just breaking the rules.
Yeah.
And it's you know what, mate, stay in the box.
Arsenal just getting a little bit of possession here. Not really doing anything with it, but it's out to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is going to come. It's very slow from Arsenal when they build up. It's ball dink to the back post. Jesus brings it down. They're asking for a handball. For me, that wasn't a handball at all. And Jesus gives it away. And Doku is fouled as he tries to bring it forward. I didn't think that was a foul either, if I'm completely honest. Honestly, it's non-contact. What's this? I don't think that was a foul, but...
No.
That should be a good game. Chelsea versus Arsenal, which is Chelsea's next game in the league.
Yeah, they're finding their feet a little bit.
Very slowly. They're starting to fire up.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, context and consistency. Chelsea have now managed to get a settled 11 for 3 or 4 games, and they're starting to win games of football. Like now they've got Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez with Gallagher pushing in front of them. They look a unit. And Raheem Sterling can't get in the England team above the likes of Eddie Nketiah.
I really like the look of Conor Gallagher.
Raheem Sterling was one of Southgate's favourites. So I don't know what he's done to Southgate to get out of that team, but he's been better than Nketiah this year.
God, Nketiah should never be.
Arteta's on the pitch with the players. So Arsenal currently have 12 men on the pitch.
Yeah.
By the way, over in Italy, it is Cagliari 0, Roma 3. Roma just starting to fire up. I'll let you know who scored in a minute. But Cagliari 0, Roma 3. I think they'll rise up that table now. I think they got some good players. They got a good squad. have Roma.
Did you say
And
Calgary 3?
it was Belotti. Belotti with the goal. He scored a good goal midweek as well in Europa.
Don't ever criticise me for the way I say lens again when you go calorie. Calorie?
I'd say it.
No,
I would say that's a bit
Savva
more of
says
a
Canada.
difficult one to pronounce than law.
What is it? What's the team? Calorie.
Cagliari.
Cagliari.
The way you say it,
Cagliari.
Savva, is Calgary in Canada.
No, Cagliari.
Cagliari.
Oh, but you said Calgary last time.
Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, they're losing 3-0 to Roma.
Okay.
Calgary in Canada.
In Alberta, in Canada.
It's the Inter-FIFA Federations League game.
It's the Inter-Euro World Club Championship.
Savva's obsessed with calories anyway, with this diet.
Yeah, see what we did there. See what we
It's
did
where
there.
Brett the Hitman.
Oh, are they in? Are they in? Oh, what
Calgary.
a challenge. City.
Right, anyone fancy a goal in this game, or has this got 0-0 written all over it?
0-0.
Right, Foden's turned, being dispossessed by Jesus. He's won it back. Fair play to him there. Jesus, brilliant tracking back, and then Foden, brilliant tracking back. City can come forward again. Nunez. It almost looks like both teams are happy with a point as well.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like this isn't a usual. City normally have lots of runners off the ball. So do Arsenal. And both teams seem, I don't know, just almost feels like this is a friendly. You need a bit of class from somebody here.
I still fancy there to be a goal. And that's me.
Last minute goal.
Yeah. Maybe Haaland.
Come on, Doku.
I'm not sure what this is. Are these two things related? Not this. Are these two things related? As Wolves showed last week, even City can dominate a game and still lose. 10-man Spurs show character to win. Okay.
All right.
I don't actually know the point being made, but okay. I don't think it is an awful game. I just think it's two very tentative teams that are defenses are on top. That both teams are defended very, very well here.
The thing is, Arsenal's defending well, and City managed to just win the ball back every time, but they just can't seem to do anything with it. That's the problem. It's the immovable object versus what's it called? The immovable object comes up against the unstoppable force.
Right, there you go.
You know the saying.
In Calgary, Canada.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Is Arsenal got the ball in their own half? I'm in Arsenal. I don't know. Frank. Idiot. Yeah, this game's petering out. It is petering out.
I think I'm gonna jump and eat my dinner, guys, because this is boring me to death. Otherwise, I'll fall asleep.
Ben, I don't think you can jump and eat a dinner at the same time, but that would be quite impressive.
I'll be more impressive in this game. Right, catch you all later, guys.
I've already had my dinner. It was lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, did a lovely roast beef dinner today.
Oh, lovely.
I've
got a jacket potato to look forward to.
Oh, so healthy. So healthy, jacket potatoes.
Not as healthy as Savva.
No, he's probably got scrambled eggs with spinach or something.
I can get down with that.
Arsenal really do call for any little thing that happens in a game, don't they? Like I don't know what they were calling for there. What are they calling for? So Jesus
every little thing, isn't it?
Good footwork from Jesus. Oh, shut up! No, you can't be. What a.
He backs into him and then he's calling for it.
It's not. I just honestly, my dinner tonight is is chicken with sweet potato fries and ratatouille.
Oh, lovely.
I don't know what ratatouille is. I've never had it, but it sounds disgusting because it's got rat in it.
Jesus Christ. How uncultured
with
you.
rat.
It's got the word rat in it.
Yeah, so it puts me off straight away. What is it? Is it rice or something?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to the football. While we'll leave that one with Kate. Google it. This game is heading very fast for a 0-0. Arsenal fans in the stand, tops off, getting excited.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal's getting close. I mean, they're working it into the Man City box, but again, the defense.
The defenses are on top here. The defenses are massively on top.
Any little mistake in the box now, it's a pen. That's the thing. That's what Arsenal are looking for now. Just get the ball in there. Look, Jesus had 3 players around him just now.
It's 1-0 Arsenal. It's 1-0 Arsenal. It's 1-0 Arsenal. A massive deflection. It's a massive deflection in the 86th minute. Looks like Arsenal. Oh, gosh. It looks like Arsenal are going to win this late on. It took a massive deflection. You'll see it. It was about 20 yards out from Martinelli. I don't know if it's going to go down his goal. I want to see it again in slow time. If they show the goal again.
Lucky babes.
Any chance Sky could
come
give us
on
a replay? Any chance? I don't know. I just come on.
Well, no, it's a Martinelli goal anyway. We're just waiting for the replay to come on.
Yeah, we're waiting for the replay to see what happens. So the ball was played forward by Partey. It was knocked down, to be fair. Havertz laid it off to Martinelli. He took a shot. I don't know if it was going in. It's all happening. It's all very, very quick. It took a shot. It might have been going in, but I think the keeper would have saved the initial shot, but it's hit Nathan Ake and gone the other way. They've had a stroke of luck. You need a stroke of luck, don't you? And they got it. And it's 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0 Arsenal. And Romelu Lukaku has also scored again for Roma.
Yeah, that's a massive deflection, to be fair.
Lucky swines.
Yeah.
Well, Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. They've scored at what you would say for them is the best time to score, right? Right at the end of the game. As things stand, they're level on points with Spurs at the top. And we will be top through, I think it's goals scored. Because we're level on goal difference as it stands at the moment. So level on goal difference, which means we're top through goal difference, but it's a North London at the moment. It is a North London 1 and 2 going into the break. So joint top, Tottenham and Arsenal. But Man City have still got a minute and a half plus extra time to get a goal. One more goal. Yeah, one more goal from Arsenal does put them top, by the way. One more goal does put them top.
Arsenal's playing with swagger now, aren't they? Passing it around, much more confidence. They'll just look to keep the ball now and see this through.
I'm putting that as an own goal. I'm not giving that to Martinelli. I'm not giving it to him. I think that would have been a comfortable save. If they get a second, they go top outright. But hey. Ball over the top. Kai Havertz brings it down well. Lays it off to Martinelli. Yeah, yes. All right. Yes, we're still all right. We're top by goal. We're top by goal scored. All right, cool. Jesus fucking Christ! I give up with. I give up with YouTube. Honestly, it is mental. You can't say a bloody thing. You can't say anything. Arsenal coming forward again. Doku's lost the ball, won it back, lost it again, won it back, and lost it again. Jesus Christ, Doku. And there's 4 minutes extra time. There's 4 minutes extra time.
They've given the goal to Martinelli.
I don't care. I'm not. I'm not giving it to him. It wasn't going in. John Stones driving forward the ball. 3.5 minutes left for Man City. Phil Foden's going to whip one to the back post. He's gone instead to the opposite side of the box. Here's Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku is standing up. Gabriel Jesus plays it back to Vardiol. Vardiol plays it into Jeremy Doku. That's an awful ball. And Arsenal have the goal kick. Looks like Arsenal are going to see this out. 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go.
You got to say fair play to Arsenal. They held in there. They defended really well.
Oh God, here we go. Oh my God, here we go. We're starting with Angus. Here he is. Yeah. They're going to win this, aren't they? 2.5 minutes to go. They're going to win this.
Yeah.
Let's just hope they don't get one more. It started already. I told you it'll start already. City don't have the same this season. I'm still putting my money on them winning this league. I'm still putting my money on them winning this league. By the way, they're 2 points off the top. I mean, it's 2 points off the top. Yeah, I do as well. Angus, please stop, mate. You're getting childish, mate. No one said, I think our wingers are terrible. So no one said that. No one, just stop. What? I don't understand these Arsenal lot. I don't get them. Free kick. 2 minutes to go. It's a free kick deep in the Man City half. Oh, Jesus has fallen down like, oh, get up. Get up. Get up, Gabriel Jesus. That is embarrassing.
He's such a whiner, honestly.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. Who's he giving the yellow card to? Edison and Hayes. Oh, Jesus. Honestly. Oh, God. It's meant to be a man's game. It's meant to be a man's game. Look how he went down there. Diaz wins the ball in the air. Haaland tries to win it. Haaland again. And I think that was Saliba who just launched it into the stands. It's a throw into Man City. There's less than a minute to go. They're going to win this. They're going to win this, to be fair. They started slowly. They brought their way into it. And they stayed in the game. Rode their luck. Here's the ball all the way through to David Raya. And Man City haven't been Man City today. They've not deserved 3 points. So I don't think they deserved anything, really. They've not been good. I just don't think they've created a single thing for him, Dunkelsdorp. You've got to create chances when you've got a goal scorer. They just don't create chances for him. Yes. Ball lumped in the air. Arsenal fans asking for the full-time whistle. And there it is. They've beaten Man City 1-0. Arsenal 1. Manchester City 0. Wasn't the score I think any Spurs fan wanted. But to be fair to them, they came back into the game and they made a really good fist of it. And it was 50% possession each. And Man City only had 4 attempts at goal. A very un-City-like, that performance.
To be fair, right, Arsenal put out an under-strength team as well today, and they did what they had to do, which was defend and hang in there, and they got the goal. So you've got to give them their flowers for today. Fair is fair at the end of the day. it's a well-deserved 3 points from me. But City just weren't at the races today for whatever reason. They didn't create too many chances. It was very
Uncle's talk. When you've got Haaland, you've got to create for him. Like I don't remember them giving him a single through ball, cross, anything. It just felt very un-City-like. But listen, fair play to Arsenal. They, I mean, it could have been a draw easily, but fair play to them. They went forward. They looked like they had more desire to win the game, and they won it. So the Premier League table is Tottenham are top on goals scored, followed by Arsenal. Sorry, 1 second. Followed by Arsenal, followed by Man City, followed by Liverpool. And then Villa and Brighton back there on 16 points. So it's going to be a North London 1 and 2. Going into the international window. Not the greatest game, Kate. Not the greatest game of football you'll ever see.
No, but like you say, it's because they both defended so well and they kind of cancelled each other out. But you always, I'm not taking anything away from Arsenal when I say this, but you always kind of expect Man City to come up with that moment of brilliance, and you're kind of waiting for it all the time because of the quality of their players. But it just never came today. They didn't look like their normal selves. But yeah, well done to Arsenal. It's a massive, massive result for them. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, listen, you can only say fair play to them. Man City now 2 defeats in a row in the league. It's been a long time since Man City have done that. But listen, it is what it is. And we now head into the international window. What do you mean, Bob? I think literally just giving Arsenal credit, right? I don't know what people hear now. But yeah, it is what it is. Guys, I'm going to leave it there because we are live at 9 o'clock for the Spurs review, so we can get away from other teams. Haz, thanks for coming on.
See you at 9.
Enjoy your dinner. At 9. Kate, thanks for coming on. See you at 9. Much love.
I was going to say, enjoy your ratatouille. It actually looks quite nice. I just Googled it. It actually looks quite nice.
Just before I go, well done to all the Gooners in the chat as well, to all the Arsenal fans. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Just quickly, by the way, sorry, I've literally said fair play to Arsenal, full credit. Did we not?
I just said the same thing.
Hang on.
Wow.
Are you changing my words again? I don't know what you want. It wasn't a great game. Arsenal wanted it more. They won. Fair play to them. I don't know. Anyway, I'm ending the show. I just, honestly, I'm getting to the, Anyway, see you later, guys. We'll see you tonight at 9 o'clock for the Spurs review. Join Sean and the boys at 7:30 for Tottenham takes, and then over to us at 9 o'clock. So take care. See you later. And as always, come on, you Spurs.